I love Demon very much, and I hope they love Demon self too.
She seems to be laughing while she's telling, like she thinks it's cute or funny or something, and I appreciate that because it is funny. It is funny. One day, honey, I think you'll look back on this and go, what the hell was that all about? What was that? What was I doing? I was a demon?
Hi, I'm Dr. Drew, and this is Dr. Drew After Dark. Please be advised that Dr. Drew After Dark may contain sexually oriented content and be unsuitable for young children.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Dr. After Dark. We appreciate the emails at drdrewafterdark@gmail.com. And, of course, the voice message is at 818-253-1693. And check out the merch at store.ymhstudios.com, a new shirtless T-shirt, so to speak, and YMH Rational Recovery, me and Christina. And now the Booth Boys. Gentlemen, welcome. Welcome.
Woo! Woo-hoo. How you doing, man?
I am doing good. I have a little bit of a head of steam. I was thinking about a lot of things during the night, a lot of stuff on my mind, but before I do, I want to get right to emails, all right? Because we have good ones. So here we go. Dr. Drew, I was curious what happened when someone who poops once a month dies. So what's going to happen if any were to die? That's really what we're getting into here. I understand the post-mortem voiding of bowels happens as muscles relax. Just consult South Park. But I did a little digging and found that voiding of the bowels isn't a consistent thing. They got me thinking about what would happen with someone who is actively holding back a crazy dump for weeks on end. Would it be just an insane mess? How would that even work if the deceased is wearing skinny jeans? If the deceased, rather. Thank you, E. So, Annie, have you ever thought about that?
Have I ever thought about dying?
No, like what would happen if you were to die? Would you suddenly evacuate your bowels and there'd be some 9-foot cable left behind in your wake? Or
let me get this straight. You're asking me if you think that you're wondering if I think about when I die.
Yeah, well, you make a big mess. Yeah, you think about a lot of you think about a lot of interesting things, Andy, and I thought this one might have occurred to you.
Well, let me tell you one thing I never think about, and that would be shit, my friend.
That would be it. You don't think
in any capacity, in any shape or form.
I get it. You dissociate yourself from all thoughts of shit. But does the fact that you might lay down a 9-foot log after you die affect your desire to hold all that back in?
Well, I tell you what, man, it didn't. But now that I think about it, it sure sucks. Yeah, it sure sucks, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does sort of suck. But you won't be around it. Well, you might. But you believe it. You believe in ghosts, so you might be around to see this. Your ghost. Your ghost might be sitting there going, "Oh, Jesus, that's embarrassing."
Well, using my own logic against me. This is good. All right, I see where this is going.
Your belief system, yeah. So the reality is, E, who is our emailer here, not much would really happen if you were to.
Yeah, you piece of shit. How you like that, E? Fucking asshole. We're attacking this early in the morning. Huh?
Got a little energy there.
We're already attacking me, huh?
Ooh,
no.
Fiery one this time.
Just checking things out. If any were to hang by the neck, like he were to be hung,
Whoa.
then he would expel all that stool, because that is a pressure thing that is associated with that kind of thing sometimes. But if he were just someone who died natural causes, people don't usually, they relax, but not, stool's sort of up in, it's packed in, it doesn't really kind of flow out. I mean, if you had diarrhea, there'd be something flowing out.
The butthole muscle would have to be extremely loose for that to happen, right?
Yeah, and then we know that Annie's got the abdominal,
butthole,
yeah, he's got the pelvic musculature of body, someone who's lifting weights with those muscles. All right. Hi, Hitler. One simple question. If there's one track, tunnel, tube, or what have you between the mouth and the butthole, would there not also be a side or runoff tube to your genitalia as well? Oh, my God.
Hold on. Can you repeat that?
Let me just see. Just wondering if I blew a load in someone, could it come out their mouth? So this person, this genius, is putting the genital system in contact with the gastrointestinal system.
Idiot.
Which the only time they could ever connect is if you got an abscess in one and the abscess eroded into the other and you develop something called like a rectovaginal fistula. You can the bladder is a, show me the cross section that I always have to go to every show. It's incredible. But here we go. I'm here to serve. So the bladder, the genital, and the colon, the GI tract, are all separate systems. They do not connect in any way. The vagina is outside the body. right? It's a pocket that's outside the body. The cervix is the entrance to the uterus, which is the inside of the uterus is inside the body. The colon, what are you showing me? I just want the cross section of the pelvis. Yeah, the colon is connected to a tube, your small bowel that connects to your stomach, well, duodenum, stomach, esophagus, and out your mouth. You do not blow a load and then it comes out the mouth. You do not put it in the mouth and it comes anywhere near the bladder or the genital tract. Ooh, look at that. That's a nice one.
Is that a goodie?
That's a good one. Yeah, that one that's up. So there you see, right in the middle is the vagina with the uterus in cross-section, and the uterus is inside the body. That's a sterile space. Vagina outside the body. The colon, just to the left there, a tube that connects all the way up to the mouth, outside the body. Unless you penetrate that wall, you can make connections between those three, the bladder now and the urethra over on the right. There you go. You could have pathologic tumors and infections can create connections amongst these three, but in healthy life, these are evolved separately. They are developmentally different. They are genetically different. The bladder there is outside the body. I'm sorry, inside the body. It's kind of a sterile space. So bladder is sort of a unique thing. I mean, the ureters, which go up to the kidney, that's inside the body. The bladder, as you know, people can sound the bladder, and it kind of doesn't really do too much to you, although I'm not recommending it.
Sound the bladder?
Sounding.
You go all the way.
That's what they do with those sounding devices. Oh, yes. They can.
Hold on. You mean medically? Like that's not part of the sex part isn't like you're going all the way up into the bladder.
I think I've heard of people getting them lost in the bladder.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I know. And you can perforate the bladder. It can be a big mess. But the point is, bladder is a little bit of a special situation. It's mostly inside the body. It's mostly a sterile space. So.
Oh boy. Well,
yeah. Oh boy.
So in answer to this guy's question, if white comes out of the lady's mouth, then she should go to the emergency room immediately.
She will be sick. She will not be. You will not. You don't walk around with a rectovaginal fistula just, hey, look, wow, magically a stool coming out my vagina. No, you would have had some illness that had made the abscess connect. You would have felt bad.
You're already in the emergency room. If that's
You're already knowing you're not normal. Something's not right. All right, Hitler, anytime I think about beating off, my sense of hearing seems to get tuned up. Annie, help me with this.
Whenever they think of
beating off? He thinks of beating off, and his auditory acuity goes up. I could be all alone behind locked doors at 3 a.m., but as soon as I turn on the VPN and open up the private browser window, it's like I've got spidey senses. The clock on the wall sounds like a jackhammer. All my neighbors suddenly seem to wake up with full bladders and troll-like feet, so he's in an apartment building. I'm wondering if there's something biological going on that makes us more sensitive to sounds. When horny, I often find myself awake late at night, needs a jerk off to my Delta White mouse pad.
Hell yeah.
What is that?
Oh, Delta White. She makes great mouse pads.
Show me.
All right.
Who's Delta White? Uh-oh. Am I...
Stand by. We might need a blur.
Oh, I might need a blur. So she's a porn star?
Yeah, she's an actress, and, there are people that just collect mouse pads of her, and people get really stoked.
Fuck yeah.
You don't like?
No, she's very lovely. Is this your zone, Eddie? Is this the...
Whose zone is this not?
You'd be surprised. It's my zone too. I get it. I mean, it's a little bit fabricated. You know what I'm saying? That's something a little tough for me.
Yeah, that's okay.
But yeah, you get past it. But pretty, very nice. So are all those mouse pads? Those become mouse pads?
If you want them to, yeah. I think you could get some custom mouse pads. And
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, let me finish this question. Before falling asleep, I jerk off to my Delta White mouse pad, but that's exactly when my Steve Rogers bionic ears turn on. I am a fucking Jew, it says. What?
That's the other part of that, what is it, that
Delta
reference.
White mouse pad.
That's the other part of that reference. The guy who was showing off his Delta White mouse pad.
I don't think I saw that. I don't think I've seen that video, gentlemen.
I think
you've been withholding this from me.
I don't know. You see most of it.
I see a lot, and my poor little brain gets overwhelmed by all the stimulus. But I'd love to see that one again if it's available, just so I can contextually.
We don't have it ready.
Oh,
to go
guys,
no.
Maybe next show. Any event, I would love to see that. But yeah, so I don't know, Nenny, does your ear hearing tune up? That one day you tried to not masturbate for the day, when you woke up middle of the night, could you hear the neighbor snoring?
No. I mean, that sounds maybe just like a him thing. I've never heard of that, but try ASMR. I bet that would bet you'd like it.
Okay, cool.
That's what I'd say.
Okay.
Wait, but isn't this actually like Drew? I remember you saying like there were people that when they were like right when they were about to do their first bump of cocaine or something, like they'd
throw up.
Like they'd have a physical reaction.
Yes. So there is.
Maybe he's having a physical reaction.
No, he is.
He
is, and it's what I'm wondering is it unusually unique to him. I've not heard of that before. I can't say that I've experienced that or heard of anybody experiencing that. And he doesn't even experience it, and he's the master. And so I don't. It's just his thing. It's whatever. I mean, it makes sense from an evolutionary perspective, right? You're trying to reproduce. You're out in the savannah, and you got to find something. Your hearing could be useful. Remember that guy that was upset that people were calling him daddy on the stream?
Yeah.
I think I'm becoming that guy for the question about testicles and semen. The more I protest, the more people send me questions about it. Do you think that's happening?
That white stored in the balls?
Yes.
Because it's not.
It's not. Dr. Drew, when a man ejaculates, does the semen draw from both testicles or does it alternate each time? Don't call me daddy. Don't call me daddy. Please, you guys, don't call me daddy. Don't call me daddy. Really, I like girls. Don't call me daddy. Don't call me daddy. Please. I'm a nice guy. Don't call me daddy. I think that's what this is. But I'm obliged to answer your questions as they come. And because only sperm comes from the testicles and really not much fluid, all the fluid's produced by the prostate, it's all just both testes, if you have them, just slowly producing cells that are coming up the vas deferens and dumping into the seminal vesicles, mixing with the sperm, with the semen, which is produced by the prostate. All right, I'm a recovering fentanyl addict. I'm on 8 milligrams Suboxone a day. I've been wanting to microdose mushrooms. Wondering if it was safe to do while on Suboxone. Don't do that, dude. Your recovery is deeply in trouble. Hey, Hitler, for years I've had a weird sense of smell. Most of the time I can't smell anything unless it's a strong smell. Oftentimes I smell things that other people don't. It's like I have a selective nose. Is this common? I'm sure I've had a traumatic brain injury. Oh, really? About 10 years ago, I hit my head while snowboarding. I forgot my name for a few hours, but I never went to the doctor. Don't know if anything to do with it. Just curious.
Never went to the doctor?
I know. Listen, didn't we talk about this last couple of shows, how you guys don't see your doctors where you should? And
No. If I had a traumatic head injury, I would go to a doctor.
Well,
I would not.
Yeah, see how you are? Yeah. And yes, that can absolutely affect your olfactory sense for sure. And that's a sign that you've had a brain injury, and you still might want to go to the doctor and see if there's any residual you need to worry about. Ooh, white after I pee. Haven't had this one for a little while. Booth boys, I pee. Every last drop comes out. I do that stroking my dick once or twice to get the drops out. I do that, I can feel more pee coming out, so I squeeze the head for the final drops, and it's not pee, it's white. Comes out slowly, cuts thick, not much comes out, maybe around a teaspoon. Teaspoon is a lot, dude. You'd be surprised how much a teaspoon is. You're talking about a drop. There was no orgasm.
Think he means clear. It's not white.
I think you. Thank you. Yeah. Yes, Eddie. I think you're absolutely right. So I got my finger and I smell it. Smells like white, but not really. Is this normal? This is mucus. Look, your prostate produces. He also says. Happens when he hasn't masturbated for a while. Keep him high and tight. Blah blah blah. So yes, you can leak semen. You can have seminal vesicles that are full that leak some semen when you urinate. It happens, or when you have a large bowel movement. But really, what this is a lubricant and just mucus. Your prostate is also an immune organ. Not only is it producing the semen, it's also helping with immune function to keep the urethra lubricated, so the sperm can head down there. And immunologically sort of protected, and so some of that thick stuff that comes out later is that.
So would you prescribe him to
nothing
jerk off more?
That's up to him. That's a personal choice, as they say.
I think you should do that.
This is a weird one. Should we do this one? All right, because I wanted to get some. Let's do some videos. Come on now. Can you faint when giving birth? Yes. But go ahead. Got any videos for me? Let's do the, wait a minute. I saw Meth Mouth Cool Guy. I'd like to see that. That caught my attention.
You wanted Meth Mouth Cool Guy.
I do. I see it up there.
Yeah, here it comes.
Okay. You say it.
Why you guys want to come on my channel and start stuff calling me names, Meth Mouth?
Well, yeah.
Fuck these teeth.
Yeah.
Put your hands up.
Yeah, he might not be meth mouth. He might be just guy who doesn't have proper dental plates. So he's holding them in when he talks.
Man.
Yeah. Do you have any other stuff with him?
This is the only one that we have for him. But I mean, is it people's just all their teeth just fall out naturally?
Oh, that happens a lot.
At this person's age?
It happens a lot.
Really?
Well,
And not only that they fall out, they pull them out because they're such a mess. And so he obviously has dental care. He has a plate. And usually it's people that they could. Well, meth addicts is a great way to get to that place. Meth addiction. So maybe he was a meth addict, or just poor dental hygiene. It's enough to get you lose your teeth. You get gum disease, and some people are more prone to caries, more prone to gum disease than others. And it can be big trouble. I like the look of that, though. Look with the spitting out the plates.
Right?
Yeah. There's got to be more with that guy, right?
I mean, I'm sure he didn't just post one thing to his account.
What's on his bandana? What is the pattern on there? It looks kind of weird. Is there anything meaningful in there? It's a little not. I guess
looks
it's
like maybe a nucleus. Maybe he's a scientist.
I think it's a paisley, like little weird paisley. All right. What else you got? That's whetted my appetite with a little dental plate.
Oh yeah,
spitting.
Let me get. Oh, you know what? I think you're really gonna like this.
But before you show me, I'll just say. So I would caution you when you see people like Fed smoker talking like this. Think meth, but it can also be problems with the teeth. The people are like, this guy be holding his teeth in his mouth, quite literally. Those aren't properly fitted.
Yeah, how does it stay in there? Is there like a locking mechanism?
You can either get implants where you actually lock them, but you ever seen is it denture cream?
Denture cream?
Dude, look it up. It's a glue essentially. You put it on the denture, you push it up there. Is that what's denture cream? I think it's called. I mean, I'm sure there's many different versions, but that's the one that denture grip. I think denture grip. Polygrip. There it is. Polygrip.
C-bond. I've heard of that.
Polygrip. That's what it is. Polygrip. Fixodent. Yeah, these are all things just there to secure your dentures.
These are just tooth glue.
You know how lucky you are to be young and healthy, guys. As you get older, shit goes down.
Oof.
And look at all the Madison Avenue efforts to make sure you get their Fixodent. Right? That's how many people have those plates. Mm-hmm.
Is there ever like because I thought I saw some mechanisms where it's like they drill.
Yes,
like
they
things
can
that lock in, like a locking mechanism.
Yes, they do. They can put these implants in that sort of lock them in, and that's a much more desirable thing, of course. But that's expensive, and our buddy here, I don't think has those kinds of resources. So he's using the Polygrip. Good times.
All right.
What do you got coming up?
So this is a really fun one that I think is going to make you lose it. Do you remember the guy that had the really inappropriately large Liger as a pet?
Kind of, yes.
Here, let me show you to freshen it up.
Okay, the first one. You're going to be the first one? Okay. I do sort of remember this. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. I didn't see this video, though. This looks like CGI.
Easy, boy. Easy, Simba.
Oh, my God.
Give me chance.
That cat could bite his head off in 2 seconds.
Okay?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. All right. Whatever you're into, dude.
So now, here's one that's slightly more terrifying than this video.
Shit.
You can't look at me. I can touch you.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. He thinks it's funny.
Silly kitty. That was my milkshake.
Good boy.
Is this like a cocaine king down in Colombia or something? I mean, what is this?
I don't know how he's acquired his assets. I just know he's built a really close relationship with this Liger type thing.
And the Liger likes him. The Liger's not ready to tear his bowels out right now.
Yeah, I mean, the Liger's like protecting him. He thought that dude coming in for daps was trying to, do something.
Oh, I see. God damn it. How old is that Liger? Is it young still?
That I don't know.
And what is I didn't really know what a Liger is.
It's a
cross, right?
Yeah, it's a cross between a lion and a tiger.
Why do people do that?
So because they come out way bigger than either species.
Oh my God.
Yeah, these are insanely
large. Oh my God.
Yeah.
What's wrong with people? Oh my God. Okay, well, yeah, I'm disturbed deeply. Oh, I feel bad for that animal too. Okay.
Yeah, those always come out with issues. I'm pretty sure I heard those are like always, they're not supposed to be alive, so they always are fucked up. Like,
Right.
way too big.
Irritable?
I think, yeah, like
I think they're probably all sterile.
Oh.
They're fucked up. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we're trying to play God out here.
Yeah. Horrible or hilarious?
Oh, you know what? That's actually an accident. I think we ran through
Okay.
all the ones that we
All
had.
right.
On stack,
TikTok. Give me a couple TikToks. Then we're going to do some voice messages.
Okay.
Oh, the tongues again. This is a whole thing with people doing their tongue to the phone, the European phone sounds, the international phone sounds. I wonder are these mostly international dudes? This guy has a little bit of a French flair about him. He's got a beret and a
1946 Tony Walton sounds a little American.
Yeah, sounds American. I noticed Tom and Christina were talking about this on one of their recent shows, and Tom was making the point that somehow these are men trying to display their wares. Like, this is me, like, I'm be good at oral sex because I can make my tongue mimic a phone ring. Gentlemen, disavow yourself of this being arousing to any women, as far as I can tell. Am I? Unfortunately, we don't have any women in the booth right now, but I would say if this is something where you think you are imagining that someone's going to be turned on by this, I would immediately disavow yourself. What's a best stronger word than disavow? Like, just don't think that way, and look at yourself. Look at yourself. That's not what women are into. That's what I'm saying. The guys wagging their tongue. Do you have more of this? More tongue wagging?
I think this might be the only.
You did. You gave me a bunch of those a couple weeks ago, and I was like, well, they mostly were just gross.
It's just a mating call, you know. They're just trying to show their skills.
We're so messed up.
You just did it right now. You only did one. You got to do it a couple more times.
That's how messed up I am. All right, let's do some voice messages.
Hey, Dr. Jeans. I've got a tandem question for you and Dr. Jew After Dark.
All right.
So, Nadav, this might be a little bit more on your level, but I dosed last night. I did 2 tabs of acid, and I just took the most hard, fucking cakey, nasty shit I've ever taken in my 31 years of life. And it was a bit intense. I'm also recovering from pneumonia. So, Dr. Drew, how can pneumonia affect your shits and make them awful? And Dr. Nadav, how can acid affect your body and make your shits worse?
All right.
Keep them high and tight. You bet I'm coming up in May.
Doctor, after you.
And there he goes. I don't know anything about acid causing constipation. I've never seen that. Does it?
I have some opinions.
Does it cause constipation?
It causes crazy shits.
In what sense?
They come out like chemically, like they just smell fucking fat. Like they smell like not your shits.
Okay, so chemically smell. He's really talking about constipation though, and pneumonia. Guess what? When you have pneumonia, you're in bed. You're not moving about, and that causes constipation. And if you were taking cough suppressants, those have codeine in them often, or Vicodin, or something of that nature, and that causes severe constipation. So I'm guessing it's some combination of these features. What else we got?
Also, I would like to note, this is also another benefit of withholding. If you do anything, whether it's spicy, sometimes your shit is spicy and it sucks. Sometimes you do drugs and your shit suck.
Yeah.
You don't have to deal with those things.
So incubating it for long periods of time sort of cooks all that out of it. Do you ever get periods of excess gas?
No. I don't do that.
Did you ever, before you started withholding? I don't know if you can remember that far back.
I don't do that.
Yeah, I don't do that.
You don't fart?
No.
Ever?
No, that's not me.
All right, Drew.
Nadav, help me here.
Oh yeah. Well, what's happening is I'm sitting next to a liar.
I don't. Have
You
ever
don't
seen it?
fart.
Have you ever seen it? We've gone through this.
Look, man, I've never seen you shit either, but I know you do that.
Does any gas come when you shit?
Not that I've heard. No.
Not that I've heard.
Hold on. And so, hang on, we've fumbled into some more treasure here. Like, just calm down now. We gotta.
Sorry, I already feel myself getting mad.
I know, because your gas is problematic. I understand.
It's not problematic. It's normal. Annie's is problematic. What are we doing here, Drew? We're on the same team.
Annie is superhuman. You know that. So did you ever pass gas in your life? Like, do you remember ever a time when that happened?
In my life?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't remember a lot of things, like.
But you don't remember that. You might have. You don't remember. And so
I don't do it.
You don't do it.
Yes, you do.
And are you withholding it? Like, you feel like it's coming and you push it back in and it resorbs, or what?
I I just don't, you know.
So you have no sense of something coming that feels like gas, and which is kind of when you're packed with shit, it's going to be difficult to ascertain, but nothing like that. Okay, and hang on, is gas problematic because it's a clarion call to the it clown to come out of the shithole?
Clarion, I don't even know what that word means.
Like,
no,
is that a prompt for the clown to show the it clown to show up in your toilet? Is that why you don't fart?
No. It's more like it's the step towards the other thing that I don't want to do. So
so you don't want any action going.
No.
So how do you have any foods? Do you have any? All right. There's this phenomena called borborygmus, which is your bowels going the gurgling sound that bowels make. Does your abdomen ever make that sound?
It makes a way weirder sound than that.
Okay, so you're working, you're kneading on the stool, and it's making that crunchy sound, that gurgly sound.
Mine does. It sounds like it sounds like you're wishing around water in your mouth. You know, it's like.
Okay, that's called succussion. That's called a succussion splash.
Is that bad?
Well, it's kind of a sign that things aren't getting out of your stomach effectively, which makes sense.
It sure isn't.
Yeah, the splash is probably coming from your stomach, not succussion, succussion.
Oh, yeah, it's
succussion. There it is, succussion meaning. There it is. So being shaken, especially with violence, shaking the bladder so fluid is present in a cavity. It's the thorax, the splashing sound.
It's
made
like
by
when you
succussion.
drink too much water and you kind of like have the swishing, swashing.
Correct. But if your stomach's not emptying, there's often a succussion kind of sound in there. And I don't think other parts of the bowels can make that sound. So it's got to be something to do with your stomach. And do you burp? Does gas come out that end?
I mean, sure, yeah.
Okay,
mm-hmm.
So you can burp, and that's okay, and that doesn't bother you. Mm-hmm. Have you ever noticed that if you eat certain foods, it makes any distension or bloating in your bowels, in your stomach, rather? Like do you eat spicy stuff?
I only eat spicy stuff.
Okay, but you can tolerate. You're like bionic with that. You can take your Teflon. It doesn't bother you at all.
No, not at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're lucky, essentially, because usually what happens is the bacteria that live in your gut. Now, who knows how you've altered them by packing it so full of shit, but they cleave some of the stuff, or they get stirred up by some of the things that you send down there, and they cleave off methane. They create methane gas, and that's the smell part. And then some people swallow air while they're drinking and that kind of thing, and that can create gas that goes through. That is not you. Well, this is fascinating.
No, sir.
And how do you find other people's flatulence? Is that disgusting to you?
Yeah, it's fucking disrespectful. Yeah,
especially.
Yeah.
And
disrespectful.
Well, because any can hold it back, man.
Not just me. I don't know if I could do it. You could do it.
Right.
Also do it.
Yes, I understand.
You know what I'm
yeah, I get what you're saying.
Don't put it in my face. I almost broke up with a girl because that happened.
Because she had a fart.
No, because she burped. We were at Chipotle.
Keep going.
The most craziest shit I ever heard.
We were chilling at Chipotle, and
she ripped off a huge burp, like bleh.
Well, it was like we were about to eat. I put my food down, and I'm about to put it in my mouth.
Yeah.
And she fucking looks over at me and just like it was funny, like in my face, like
not
right
funny.
in my face.
You need to check.
Close.
Yeah.
I'm like, here's what's gonna happen right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go home. You're not gonna come with me. You need to go where, maybe your house, whatever. Like, you're not coming. And then we'll discuss like why you thought that was funny.
And what just happened.
Discuss
in any.
How was that discussion when it happened? How was that?
I mean, she was crying. No, I'm just kidding. I just told her I don't like it. I don't fuck with that shit.
So yeah, I think that's a pertinent thing because sort of white frat guy humor is burping and farts. Right?
Oh yeah, that really is a white guy thing.
No, I know.
I lost a lot of white friends for that.
Yeah, and white dude, that's white supremacy. There, that's what I'm talking about. That is white supremacy. No,
Farting
in the sense that the assumption is you're going to find it funny too, as opposed to going checking in and going, hey, I think farts are funny. What about you? Fuck that shit. And that tells you, be like Annie, hold it in.
Farts are funny. But also, I think like it's impossible for Annie to not fart. Like,
no, it's not impossible.
No, it is impossible because I imagine what would happen if we put a microphone in Annie's bedroom at night while he's sleeping. He is just Like all
Maybe.
night.
It's possible.
All night.
Highly doubt it.
It's possible, but some people don't produce a lot of gas, and God only knows what he's doing by packing all that stool in there. Maybe the bacteria can't produce. Maybe there's no air to, there's no gas to be turned into methane. Too much cum in these balls.
Hold on. Google says it's impossible for someone to never fart.
Actually
It might seem to
impossible.
vanish because you stop being conscious of it and then it leaks out gradually.
That's true. There could be a gradual leak. That's true. I do get a sense of some people resorb something, though. I don't know.
Oh, kind of like when you hold your white in, it gets absorbed into the bladder?
Yes, sort of. I'm withholding judgment. But hey, man, don't call me daddy. Here we go again. Don't call me daddy. Too much cum in these balls. Don't call me daddy. Yesterday, I was peeing in the shower as per usual. At the end of the stream, came out a white glob. On further investigation, it was semen, but thicker consistency. Since I got sober a few months ago, I've been making romance less often. I have had an idea with natives. What? I have an idea what natives' diagnosis will be, but I want your thoughts. Do I have AIDS? Keep feathering it. Feathering. I haven't heard that in a while. The same applies what we were talking about before, which was, if you haven't ejaculated for a while, seminal vesicles can leak a little bit. Large bowel movement, peeing can create it. But mostly this is just the prostate's function as an immune organ, creating mucus that keeps the urethra lubricated and free of bacteria. So whether it's saving more, spending less, getting organized, or losing weight, there's a lot of worthwhile goals to set for yourself this year. At the top of my list has been languages, learning new languages with Babel, the language learning app that sold more than 10 million subscriptions. I'm working on Italian, and Susan has been working on French, and I'm telling you something, she's not bad now. Not only is learning a new language a fun and engaging new hobby, you can use it while you can get more traveling going at the same time, right? You want to use it to get around wherever you go. And the whole Babel process is addictively fun, fast, easy. Babel teaches bite-sized language lessons for real-world use. I love Babel because I can do it anytime. It's so easy, and you really do build not just an interesting understanding of vocabulary and logic, but your pronunciation gets better as well. It's 15-minute lessons, perfect way to learn language on the go. Other language learning apps use AI for their lesson plans, but Babel's lessons were created by over 100 language experts. Their teaching methods have been scientifically proven to be effective. And with Babel, you choose from 14 different languages, including Spanish, French, Italian like me, German. Thinking about German. I mean, that's how fun it is. You can think about 2 different languages. Plus, Babel's speech recognition technology helps you improve your pronunciation. I don't laugh at Susan anymore when she tries to speak French. It actually sounds good. There are so many ways to learn with Babel. In addition to lessons, you can access podcasts, games, videos, stories, even live classes. Plus, it comes with a 20-day money-back guarantee. Start your new language journey with Babel today. Right now, when you purchase a 3-month Babel subscription, you'll get an additional 3 months for free. And in 6 months, you will have learned. You'll have the basics. You'll have learned a lot. There are 6 months there for a price of 3. Just go to Babel.com. Use the promo code Drew. That is BABBEL.com. Code DREW. Babel.com. Code Drew. Babel, language for life. So, Idaho road rage. You got something for me on that?
Yeah, this is fun. So I don't know if you'll find this funny, but I know that Tom absolutely loves confrontation. And this is, I think, peak confrontation.
Okay.
Run your mouth. You drive like a fucking idiot, and motherfuckers like you call the motherfucking Rex. Fucking idiot. You caused Rex. You were speeding on fucking. You fucking blue body. You fucking moron. Fuck you. Do something, tough guy. Do something, motherfucker. Oh yeah, you toughed me up, you punk. Hey, you were tough until I got out, motherfucker. Fuck off.
Ooh, you like this too, huh?
I do. I think they're hysterical.
Ooh, what do you find funny about
I like the when guys do this business to make themselves big. That's they start and they pump their chest out. They push their chest out, and then it's so silly. It's just so silly, and they're not exactly young men. That's the other thing I find funny. Like, didn't you do this when you were 22 and got over it then, gentlemen? No. And they got their big trucks. I mean, it's like it's kind of comical. I'd love to know what actually happened. Did he saying that one guy caused an accident?
No, I think it's probably just like some cutoff stuff where it's just like,
he almost caused an accident. Play a little bit again for me.
Sure.
Let's hear it.
Run your mouth. You drive like like a fucking idiot, and motherfuckers like you
Driving like an
cause
idiot.
the motherfucking wrecks, fucking idiot. You cause wrecks.
You were speeding on fucking.
You fucking blew
The
my
arm,
ass.
the arm flailing is the part I find funny.
Do something, tough guy. Do something,
Hypocrite.
motherfucker.
Why is he a hypocrite?
Oh yeah, you toughed me up. Hey, you were tough.
I think because he told that, the guy in the red shirt was saying you almost caused a wreck, and then the other guy was like, hey, but you were speeding earlier.
Oh,
you
I
hypocrite."
see. You're a hypocrite. Oh boy, this is ridiculous.
Road rage really is the best. Do you,
Well, it's
you're saying you grew out of it?
You grow out of your your aggressiveness. Your testosterone drops. Your will to live drops. You get better.
Your will to live drops?
But in California, that shit is dangerous. People pull out guns and knives and stuff. You don't do that. Like you said, they're in Idaho, so whatever.
Oh, yeah.
But be careful.
Oh, yeah, people are ready to puff their chests out.
Hygienes in high school, I found out when I experienced high levels of pain, I faint. This happened 3 times. When I hurt my knee, once when I bruised my cartilage in my knuckle, most recently when drinking water and swallowing incorrectly. Now I'm very worried the idea of giving birth after I let my husband dump his clip in me. Can you faint while giving birth? If so, what the fuck happens? It's very common. Fainting is not at all uncommon during childbirth, and you'll get through it.
And is that because of the pain?
The pain and sometimes changes in blood flow. I mean, it would not be that unusual to have changes in your sensorium, for sure. Let's hear another voice message.
Hey, Dr. Mommy. This is Austin from Indiana. I'm 26, 5'7", weigh about 150 pounds. I don't have any major health complications. I don't use any drugs. I drink occasionally, but not to excess. Your conversations with Annie about dissociation made me want to ask this. A few times a year, no more than 3 or 4 days, I wake up and feel completely emotionless. Things that would make me laugh still make me laugh, but I don't get any feelings of lasting happiness or joy. I can't feel sad. There's nothing that really makes me angry. I just feel confused about things. If people knew something was going to make me angry, then why'd they do it, is the feeling that I get. It doesn't really bother me because it never lasts more than a day at a time, but it does bother my fiance. Just trying to get an idea of what's going on, see if it might be a therapy situation.
Yeah.
If it could be like a neuroscience thing or just how I am.
Yeah.
Any information you provide would be very appreciated.
Yeah.
How you come.
Okay, buddy. So Austin, interesting. That is not dissociation, right? That's something different. That's kind of, and it's not numbing because you're not saying I feel numb. You're saying I just am emotionless. And that there's a quality that you're giving me that's called schizoid. People that are schizoid can be a little cold and distant and sort of absent of emotion. So it is kind of a neuroscience / psychological psychiatric thing. You might want to get more fully assessed. My fear is that there is something neurological going on contributing to this. And so I would want to do a kind of a complete evaluation to make sure there's not a neurological disorder explaining this, because there can be all kinds of unusual things that do this sort of stuff. I'm not saying you have any of these things, but Huntington's disease, Lewy body, all these things have neuropsychiatric sequelae with them. So I absolutely would get I'd probably see a neurologist to start with. And then if you're interested in what's going on with you psychologically, then of course, psychiatrist at that point. Brown affecting V smell. I'm a mom of a 3-year-old. Noticed after I had my daughter, is it me reading or is it the way they write?
Probably a little bit of both.
Yeah,
After I had my daughter, anytime I poop, my vagina will smell differently. I can wipe with a baby wipe, but I notice a smell. If I'm home, I shower, notice it helps. But if I'm out, I feel like I stink. Smells almost like burnt rubber, like rubber band, or like I put my legging in the dryer. It has a funk to it. Not UTI or yeast. I've gone to the doctors before. I've talked about my smells. I've been concerned about UTIs, yeast infection, vaginitis, but every test comes up negative. Is there something I can change? Is this normal? Would love your help. Thank you. Booth Boys, Drew. Boy. The whole pelvic architecture changes after a vaginal delivery, right? People can change in their orgasmic function. They can change in their libido. And the bacterial flora that creates smell in the vagina and the bacterial makeup can change, right? And it can change in such a way that it's just different. And some people are prone to more funk than others. And I can see how, for whatever reason, your situation has changed. Now, what can you do about it? your doctor could try a course of antibiotics, see if that changes anything. You can always try the antibiotic creams for a little while to see if that changes anything. But, you don't want to be douching and that kind of thing. That's not great for your vagina. I would just go in there and see, look, can we try something? And I bet they would try like a metronidazole gel, something like that, to see if that changes things. It's not something serious, that's for sure. And it's not a UTI. Dr. Pants, my older brother was a heroin meth addict since his early teens, got sober in 26. He was diagnosed with schizophrenia in his 20s. While he's sober from heroin and meth, he's a pretty severe alcoholic now. Great. He knows it's a problem, refused to address it. He says the alcohol helps calm thoughts and voices he hears. Do you have any suggestions? Yes, put him in treatment for his alcoholism. It's having two major psychiatric illnesses, serious mental illness is dangerous, and get his schizophrenia properly treated so he's not hearing the voices. I wonder if some of these voices and all this business is left over from the meth, and if he was I can't tell you how often people are misdiagnosed as schizophrenic when they're really just a meth addict, but they are left with sort of schizophreniform symptoms, so they need to be treated, and then his alcoholism need to be treated. And it kills people. Alcoholism kills people all the time. You have to be thoroughly treated, with his case, probably a structured environment, sober living, that kind of thing for a while. Let's just follow up on a drinking problem. I'm a healthy 32-year-old with a rewarding, intense career. Grew up with my parents who drink regularly. Coworkers drink. I use bourbon to reach an introspective emotional state I can't reach when sober. That is not... Having an unusual relationship with alcohol is not a great sign, especially when everybody drank in your family. My wife, who doesn't drink, believes I have a drinking problem. Have you seen this scenario in your experience? Do you have any advice? Yes, I've seen people have all kinds of reasons to use alcohol, but when the consequences mount and the consequences are significant and they're affecting your functioning and relationships and you still keep going, we call that alcoholism. And particularly about family history. Well, these are really interesting ones. I want to get this other one here. I'm a sociopath. I'm in my mid-20s. I feel like I'm running out of options. People close to me know I've been diagnosed as a sociopath with a shit ton of other problems since I was a kid, multiple meds, hobbies, meditation, therapy. Nothing works. I either end up being sent to a local mental ward or authorities are called in because I was being honest and expressing how I felt. Oh, my God. I hate it when people go, hey, man, I'm just expressing how I felt. You can't handle it. You just can't help it. I can't help it if you can't handle it. I'm just a frank person. No, I'm certain you were horrible and threatening, and that's why police were summoned. At this point, I lost trust in any normal means of outside help. I learned that unless I take meds like lithium, which leaves me like a zombie, it's only a matter of time when I go the way of old Charlie Boy or Ted Bundy, Charlie Manson. Ew. I was wondering if you knew any natural or unorthodox tea and marijuana helped a point, but banana peels are... Donnie Darko, dude, long-term intensive therapies can be helpful. Dialectical behavioral therapy, when you're sort of raising awareness, if you're motivated to deal with this thing, there are cognitive behavioral and dialectical behavioral therapies to help you sort of call to awareness what you're doing. But if you think you're entitled to behave in ways that harm other people, regardless, of how it affects them, that is not okay. You're going to end up in prison. That's just how that works. And so before you end up in prison, before you end up hurting someone, why don't you go get some treatment? And there are plenty, the only reason they would give you lithium is there must be a bipolar component to this as well. And there are many other options. A good one for you would be either Depakote, these mood stabilizing medications, or lamotrigine. Can you look up lamotrigine for me? I'm forgetting what the generic name, the common name for that is. Lamotrigine is also called Lamictal. Yes, Lamictal. You can be on Lamictal. That'd be very good for you. Let's hear a voice message.
Hey, Dr. Drew. It's Rachel, the OG butthole girl. So my question's kind of odd, but I, as a woman, have found myself relating to the guy stalker friend thing that you've touched on in the past.
Oh, interesting.
I had a long-term boyfriend. We were together over 7 years and broke up last year. We've gone through different phases of not talking and talking some, but I have found myself saying that he's going to realize what he's missing and, eventually the time will come where things will figure itself out. But, I have no real interest in dating. I've tried it off and on. Well, this past year has gone by, but I don't want to do it, but you gave advice to the guy who wrote in realizing that he was being this stalker guy, that he should, find another relationship, get another girlfriend. So should I push myself?
Yes.
Am I being a stalker guy?
Yes.
Please help me.
Yes.
And don't worry, it's normal size.
What was that? What was that?
That was a reference.
Well, I know. Which one?
To Ed Asner, who's jerking off with Leo.
Oh, good for her. Rachel's the best.
She really is.
She's the butthole girl, remember?
The original.
The original butthole girl.
Butthole.
Yeah, so God bless her. But Rachel, you got to force yourself. It's not okay. It's not okay to live in a fantasy, right? The fantasy is this guy's going to come around. He could, but not likely.
Nah.
Yeah, men don't they sort of declare themselves early, and that's why they become stalkers, because they can't change gears very well. And if you're sort of okay to him, you don't want to be that person to him. You don't want to be just okay, even if he does come around and want to be with you again. You don't want that guy. You don't want him. You want somebody who really wants to be with you. Very important. Now, in terms of dating, I know you don't want to date, but do it like anything else you don't want to do, like diet or exercise. You got to go out. You got to make it a discipline. You got to go out there and just try to focus on enjoying yourself. I mean, it's kind of nice spending time with people, hanging out. You can do it in small groups if you want, but you got to get out there. You got to meet people, and you got to move off this guy. You just have to. It's just not good for you. You're eventually going to get depressed. It's just not a good situation.
So cut off all communication is a healthy thing to do?
For men, I make them do that. I'm not sure she needs to do that. She sounds a little more flexible. Men are not flexible. We're very rigid, and she sounds a little more flexible. And I prefer her not to be in contact with the guy, because every time you're around him, it sort of resets the clock on your interest with him, even though he's not coming around. It's just you got to let that in. You got to accept that. Now, you're not doing the thing where you're being the good friend and you're pretending to be a friend. You're kind of hanging in wait. You're sort of thinking he'll come around. He won't. Let's do this. Let's get out and meet the right guy. This is not the right guy for you.
And also, I could tell you too, as a man who's done that on both sides.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
As a man who's been the guy who
stalked.
Kept. I guess so. Yeah. Like I was definitely friend zoned as a kid.
Yeah.
And I put myself there.
I think most men have been that stalker guy.
I totally believe so. Yeah, I believe that too. Like we've all had.
Because you might have been 12 and not 24, but you did it when you were 12. You did it.
But I've also been on the other side where a girl is, pretending like there's something that could maybe, whatever. And I'll tell you. Yeah. And I think now, even back when I was the on opposite. Yeah. The other person knows that you're doing that. The other person knows. They're pretty
aware. I think you're hang on though. Yes, I think you're right. Particularly if the woman's doing it, the man is kind of aware. When the man's doing it and they're both adults, the man can kind of hide it pretty well, and the women often thinks, no, this is just my friend. We're just good friends. And that's a giant mistake to think that.
I guess so. Maybe the women that I've spoke to are just, it's just anecdotal.
Well, they know when you they know it when you raise it for them, when you bring it to their attention. They go, oh shit, you're right. But if you're 12 to 14 and you're a boy doing that, you have a hard time hiding it. It's sort of, you know what I mean?
I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
I see what you're saying. I mean, I don't know. I'll tell you. I mean, I have experience with a few that say, we talk about it a lot, where they show me like the endless unanswered DMs of just,
the guys.
This was read, and he keeps going, where it's like,
that's overt stalking. That's not pretending to be the friend. That's just flat out stalking behaviors, right?
Right. Well, yeah, I guess there's that too. I don't know. I would just say that, and maybe use this as a reason to go, is that they're not treating you well if they know that you think that, and they're letting you do this to yourself.
That's right. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Thank you. Well done. Do we have any more TikToks out there?
Yeah.
So I want you to know, I'm seeing. Oh my God. No. Why?
Why not?
Oh my God. I like that guy's attitude there on the left. The guy is just like, I'm here with my penis and my weights. I'm doing my lifting for the day.
So what can this medically do to your dick?
It's in that sort of jelking category. Do we ever talked about this?
Jelking.
Oh my God, jelking.
Uh-oh.
Yo.
Hold on. I think we have talked. Is that the pulling?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I told you about it.
No, I think we've talked about it on the show.
Have we?
Yeah.
And
I'm very unimpressed. And I will tell you, when they used to do, they've stopped, thank God, doing all those penis enlargement surgeries. They used to sever the suspensory ligament, and then you would wear a weight to pull the penis forward. These sort of, the whole instrument would kind of come forward a little bit. They could maybe give you an inch that way, maybe.
Yeah, I used to put weights on it, yeah.
And then this is the same idea. I've heard people claim that there is some lengthening with this. It's hard for me to believe it. To me, it feels like you're going to have just skin on the end of an elephant trunk. You know what I mean? Like you're going to still have the cavernous body, but there'll be a bunch of stretched skin off the top. It doesn't look like, I don't know. What do I know?
Now, hold on. It's I'm hearing a little context between the lines here, and it sounds like we have a third doctor in this room. And Dr. Annie, can you tell us your experience?
Well, jelking is the pulling of the penis. But go ahead, tell us about it.
No, yeah, I'm just saying that when I was a kid, I mean, back when I thought I had a small dick, I was doing everything. I was obsessive about it. So it was like, anything I could do to make it bigger. So I heard, the jelking. I was in the shower. I would just be fucking milking like an idiot, sitting there in the shower for fucking like weeks. I would sit there and do that.
Applause to young Annie.
Did it work?
Stalking, jelking, all kinds of good stuff.
Does jelking work?
And I can say, after months of like trying, I put weights on my dick. Bro.
Oh,
I'm not kidding. I tied weights around like on a string and let it hang.
And
how heavy was the weight?
I don't remember. I bought them on Amazon. It was like a thing.
Yeah, there's
dick weights.
Yeah, yes, there are dick weights. Yes, there are. There's like a brace you put on the penis, and then the weights that come off that. Yeah,
it's similar to ankle weights.
So nothing worked.
Yeah, no, I can say after
confirm.
months,
yeah,
not a fucking centimeter.
Yeah, good. Thank you.
Oh my God.
Well, see him. I don't see it.
Crotch drop shot weights.
Show me. I don't see him.
Is this it?
I'm seeing your picture.
Oh.
Yeah, switch me out. Oh yes, no, but you got to see those are the kinds of weights.
Look like what I got.
Yeah, but you got to see the thing that
maybe
the brace.
Technology has improved.
It's just a weight. Look at penis brace. What? What are you guys laughing at?
That he's saying that it's probably better. The technology is much better.
Those
now.
are just a little more sort of stylish.
Yeah,
but
mine were a little more ghetto than that.
Yeah, I'm sure they just look like
just
little old iron dumbbells. Yeah, cinder block. That's hysterical. But look for the comedy is the brace. There you go. You just saw it. Isn't that the bracelet? No. What's that up top there?
Oh, what the fuck? Okay, you know what? These are fishing.
These are fishing. These are fishing lures. So look at penis braces. Penis weight holders or penis weight brace or something. I don't know what they call it.
Yeah, penis weights.
But the brace is what's comical. How do you secure it onto the penis? There it is.
There it is.
Oh my God.
There it is. Come on now. Our penis. There we go. Oh no, that's the suction devices. Also,
here are some weights. 20-pound adjustable penis weight.
Oh, there it is. You see there you are.
Oh, this
there
guy.
we go. There we are.
Here's the beginner. 1.5 pounds.
Yeah.
That sounds like a lot.
Yeah, it's not that much when you do it.
That is like that is if you were to if South Park would have put together a cartoon about penis torture, it would look like that. Wouldn't it?
Yeah, I don't think I'm into
That's
this.
a penis being tortured. It's like being strangled and, oh my God. Penis torture.
Wait, hold on. And then this, okay, so that's a sleeve to prevent the friction type?
Or maybe it's another way of securing it.
No, it's for chafing. Because
okay. Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Eddie, for sharing.
I love how much of an expert you are.
No, look, he fell for it.
Did it for months like an idiot.
I guarantee you this man is not alone, guys. Go ahead and write in and give me your voice messages because I know Eddie's not alone. The preoccupation that the young male has with his peni is extraordinary. And the preoccupation is it normal? Is it normal length? Is it normal size? Does it work normally? And we got to make sure it is this and make sure it's that. So, yeah. What are demon pronouns?
Oh, yeah. I think you're going to love this.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, my name's Jasper. I use they pronouns.
Hi, my name is Liana. I use they demon pronouns.
This video is how to use our pronouns.
So we're going to basically present 3 sentences. One of them is going to have one pronoun, the other one's going to have the other pronoun, and then the last one is going to have both pronouns interchanged.
With the one
so
of the,
Liana uses they, them pronouns and demon pronouns. So the first sentence would be, Liana is my partner, they are cute, and I am theirs. I love them very much, and I hope they love themselves too. For the demon pronouns, it would be, Liana is my partner, Deem is cute, and I belong to Deem. I love Demon very much, and I hope Deem loves Demon's self too. Then interchanging the two would be, Liana is my partner, they are cute, and I am Deem's. I love Demon very much, and I hope they love Demon's self too.
Wasn't that the same thing twice? Did I miss something? But what I like about this
is
chick,
all really hard to understand.
Yeah, or them, whatever they are.
They're
she seems to be laughing while she's telling, like she thinks it's cute or funny or something, and I appreciate that because it is funny. It is funny. One day, honey, I think you'll look back on this and go, "What the hell was that all about? What was that? What was I doing? I was a demon. I was a demon, and and you couldn't use my demon noun. You had to use demon pronouns. Like, all right,
based, Dr. Drew.
But I think that if you're going to sort of operationalize demon pronouns, you're essentially saying pronouns don't exist. We've actually now gone to where there are no pronouns because pronouns are just nouns. We call those nouns. I mean, a demon is a noun, and if it's no longer a pronoun. And that's fine if we're going to do away with pronouns. It's confusing. God help anyone who's trying to learn English that comes from another language. But let's get our shit together here, guys. Woo!
Hell yeah, dude! I love this.
Long-term effect of steroids. I've started sleeping with a guy on anabolic steroids. His testicles are pretty much non-existent. That's the steroids. He has a difficult time achieving and maintaining erection. That's the steroids. What are the long-term health repercussions? He's in his mid-40s, admitted to about a decade of use. Piss on me, beat me. Gorilla lover. Gorilla lover, he could have permanent problems. I've seen permanent erectile dysfunction. I've seen permanent libido problems. He is taking a lot. I promise you, to have that kind of problem at 40, he's taking a lot of this shit.
Remember an episode or two ago when I said we were all going to cycle together? I think you just...
Well, I told you that's the stuff that happened, but
that was out a long time ago.
Yeah, but what I said was I couldn't tell you whether that was going to happen for a single cycle. Oh, this is good. Butthole AIDS. 6'3", 32, 215 pounds, never done any kind of ass play. I have a light rash that seems to start from my asshole, which is a bit itchy at times. The rash is mainly between my upper thighs, below my sack, and gets spotty into my pubic area above my shaft. A very light red. Again, Annie, would you see a doctor for this, please? Please?
I would never see it. But,
oh, my God. You don't even look down at your pelvis. You never see it.
I mean, like, because he's saying it
comes around to the front, though. It comes to his testicles. Right?
In the front of his testicle? It sounds like he's saying it's coming through, like, on the bottom, you know? On the
but it's coming up towards the testes.
Up to the
very light red rash, not itchy, smooth on my skin, not bumpy. I looked at a picture of herpes, it's not that. Do I have butthole AIDS? You have fungus. That is a tinea cruris, that is called, and it sometimes if you let it go too long, it can be difficult to clear, but you do need to see a dermatologist for that, or just general doctor.
Is that you get special cream for that?
Cream and sometimes a pill called diflucan can be helpful for that. I want to see some more videos. I like that demon thing. Let's see. Breaking leg party trick.
Ooh, actually, I've really wanted your opinion on this.
Uh-oh.
On how this happened, like how this can physically happen and why this guy isn't crying in pain.
This is insane.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Oh my fucking God.
Uh-oh.
Dude.
Oh.
Oh my God, dude! What the fuck? Hey, he put it back.
What's happening there?
He either has a prosthetic, right?
I don't think it is because he's wiggling his foot.
Yeah, and it could
there's
be.
a lot of mobility there.
Or he has some sort of complete rupture of all the tendons except that lateral tendon in his knee. But why that wouldn't hurt? I don't get it. I've never seen that, but it does look a little prosthetic to me. I got to tell you.
You think so?
Yeah.
I thought with all the movement, like check out the movement in the foot.
But
that's
maybe
what
it's a
made me
prosthetic
think.
knee. But even then, it should be more secure than that. I see it.
Oh my fucking God!
See, it's already loose. You see how loose his knee is already?
Right.
So it's already it lacks the usual stability.
But then God damn. See, but then, like the fact that he's able to just do that. See, he's bending his knee too.
Yeah, afterwards he's able to put it back in, so to speak. It's like he's dislocating it, relocating it.
Because I think when we watched this the first time, Tom made a pretty good point in that, like, most of the time when you see people with prosthetics, like it's a whole process of like pulling a sleeve up, buckling a thing.
Yeah. I get it. I'm not saying it is prosthetic. I'm saying that whatever's going on there, it's a complete dislocation, and why the dislocation isn't associated with pain.
Yeah, and then he's just able to walk on it and then just kind of hit it in a certain way.
I like the way he kind of shakes it off, puts it back in place. I mean, there are things the shoulder does that, right? You can have shoulders that are completely dislocated, and you can put them back in pretty easily.
Yeah, mine does that.
Yeah, same. Be careful with that, by the way. But I've never seen a knee. What if we look up knee dislocation? When it look like painless, look up painless knee dislocation and see what comes up, if anything. And see.
Oh.
Recurrent patellar dislocation. That's different. That's just the patella moving around. The kneecap moving around. Dislocate your knee and not know it.
No, this guy definitely knows it.
Severe pain. Severe knee pain.
Yeah, he doesn't have it. Yep, none of those symptoms are for him. Can you slightly dislocate? Can you still walk?
And, there are weird subluxation syndrome. Let's look at that. No, it's patella subluxation. No. Mm-mm. Weird. Knee dislocation? No. Isn't that something?
Kneecap, that's the same patellar thing.
Painless knee and recurrent. Research phenomenon of painless knee. What is that? That's the patella dislocation again, I'm sure. So we're nothing. It's a 0. I don't know what to do with it. We have to consult our ortho friends. Again, any of you, your mom's house fans that are into orthopedics, please give us a little update on this stuff. So I've been holding back on something I want to do for next show. And that is, I have found our gagging couple. I have found their TikTok, and they watch your mom. They watch themselves on your mom's house. And now they're going to have to watch themselves on Dr. Drew After Dark, because I am should we call me a fan?
I think you're a big fan.
I'm a fan. But I feel like there's something terribly wrong with me, and I want to investigate next show. I want to do a deep dive into, is there something wrong with me that I find what this guy does to his wife so freaking hysterical, I can't stand it. And I think something's wrong with me, so I'm worried about myself. We're gonna get into that. And we got more coming up. Again, do send more voice messages to 818-253-1693. And the email is drdrewafterdark@gmail.com. I asked you guys for lots of updates this time, lots of things that you're going to sort of teach me about with this painless patella or painless knee dislocations. What else do we talk about? We were talking about stalking behaviors and some
weird shits, no
weird
emotions.
Shits, no gas, no emotions, and schizoid. So lots of interesting stuff for you guys to communicate with me about. I appreciate it. Booth Boys, thank you as always, and we will see you all next time.
All conversations and information exchanged during participation in the Dr. Drew After Dark podcast or interaction on the drdrew.com website is intended for educational and entertainment purposes only. Do not confuse this with treatment or physician medical advice or direction per se. You must always follow your medical professional's advice and direction. Nothing on these podcasts or posted on this site supplements or supersedes the relationship and direction of your medical caretakers. Please understand, I am not playing the role of physician in this environment per se. I'm educating. I am a licensed physician with specialty boards in American Board of Internal Medicine and American Board of Addiction Medicine.